There was a point in the first Vodafone Test at the Gabba where I'm sure most people were thinking Australia are gone, but they fought back bravely and they salvaged a draw against South Africa. So now, after an 8-day break, we make our way here to the Adelaide Oval. And, well, there's been a lot of discussion about who should keep their place in the squad, who should be replaced. But there's one person who was absolutely guaranteed a spot, 259 not out, Captain Michael Clarke. I haven't spoken to you since your 259 not out. Congratulations on a stunning calendar year so far.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a nice 12 months. I would have liked to have won in Brisbane. I'd give 150 back to have won the Test match, that's for sure. But no, look, it's nice to be making some runs and leading from the front. I think it's one of the things I guess I learnt from Ricky as captain of the team. You need to be scoring runs and leading the way. And I know there's going to be some tough times through my career where I can't make a run, so you've got to enjoy the good times, that's for sure.
Do you look back at day two and think, if we had have played that day, what could have changed, what would have been different?
Yeah, I do. I see it. I in my mind, I say if we had day two, we would have won the Test match. But I'll say that every test, even when we lose, I'll say, if I scored more runs, we would have won the Test match. That's probably my positive outlook on this great game. I thought we come back really well. That's the most pleasing thing. I think we were a bit nervous day one, apprehensive, indecisive with our execution, both with bat and ball. But we got better. So that's a positive sign leading up to tomorrow for this second test. I think all the boys now, we know our opposition, we've seen our opposition, nerves are all out of the way, we're ready to go.
How do you, as a group, at 3 for 40, chasing 450 in the first innings, how do you not let yourself think that, we're in all sorts of trouble and we're not going to win this, we're gone, we're done?
Well, you do think you're in all sorts of trouble. When I'm walking out the bat at 3 for 40, you're in trouble. But that's part of the game, There's other times you walk out 3 for 400 and you still got to go out and play the same way. That's probably the one thing that I've improved, I guess, with my game over the past few years, is to try and be as consistent as I can with the way I play. Warnie taught me a long time ago that the better the bowler, the more positive you have to be. And I thought against South Africa, the #1 Test team in the world and a very good attack, that was why I was going to play in those conditions at the Gabba. It can backfire. We could have been 4 for 40. But that's the risk you take, and that's why you train, that's why you prepare. So when you walk out to the middle, you have the confidence and freedom to play your way.
You're going to walk out to the middle of the Adelaide Oval, half the stands are missing here. It's a funny old look, isn't it?
It's a lot different. But I think it's exciting for South Australia. I think in the next couple of years you're going to see a magnificent stadium. It's obviously going to be a lot different come this Test match, but look, if it's good for the development of sport in South Australia, then I think it's great.
And continuity in the team, same 11?
Same 11 for us, yeah. I think it is. I think it's the right. We believe it's the right 11 to try and take 20 wickets and to try and make as many runs as we can. It's always hard trying to turn 13 into 11, so leaving a couple of guys out. But I think the consistency of the same 11 shows faith in the players. We performed well here last year against India with a similar team, and we're confident we can do the job.
A lot of speculation with Rob Quiney whether he was going to keep his spot.
Yeah.
I think you said it was the best 9 you've ever seen.
Yeah, look, I said before the Test match that I'd be surprised if Rob didn't score 100 on debut, because he's hitting the ball so well in the nets. He's such a nice, mature guy, knows his game really well. It's probably the hardest thing when you come into international cricket. If you don't know your game well enough, the difference in level can have an impact. But when you know your game as well as Rob does, his preparation is exactly the same for Victoria as it has been, in the past couple of weeks for Australia, and he's hitting the ball well. And again, I'll be surprised if he doesn't walk out onto this ground and make a big score. If he can get, to 15 or 20, face those first 20 balls, get through that, like every batsman, that's the hardest time. I'm confident he'll go on and make a big score and help set up a great game for Australia.